Xi Jinping is America's greatest ally. Yep, that's right. She is America's greatest ally. You might be thinking, how is this even possible? Well, I'm going to tell you how. Xi Jinping has done nothing but ruin and rot China's economy from day one. Now, is this on purpose or out of his own complete stupidity? I'll let you decide. Don't believe me? Think about it for a moment. Not only has Xi turned his own people against the Communist Party by locking them up for months on end, he's done it to the richest, most intelligent people in the country. That is the city of Shanghai. And even people like the owner of Taobao, Jack Ma, have left the country. During this time, though, pollution has fallen, and we know that that has happened because production is down. Businesses have been forced to close and will never reopen. DHL, the largest international shipper, has said that because of COVID, import and exports from China have slowed. It has even been said that within the next 5 years, China's international trade could shrink by up to 50%. Not to mention the simple fact that Xi continues to try and force countries to trade them in renminbi in an effort to push back against the petrodollar. We know that this will not work. The world is sick and tired of China manipulating its own money, then forcing smaller and weaker countries to trade with it. Not only that, Xi has tried to use the Belt and Road Initiative to gain control of countries that they know will be competitors in the future. Many countries are seeing through this, though. China's debt traps are being exposed more and more, day by day. Time and progression alone is working against China, with countries like the Philippines and Cambodia growing at GDP rates faster than China. Countries in the sub-Saharan African regions are substantially outpacing China in GDP growth. Vietnam has recently changed over the years also. It is becoming a direct replacement for cheap labor where China has failed to do so because of its over-controlling government, aka Xi Jinping. Not to mention there are other things. Xi has also showed his weakness with his neighbor Russia. There were times where Russia and China were sending mixed signals. Russia, of course, saying that China offered support while China denied it entirely. China, of course, has offered support in the form of purchasing oil from Russia, but never offered any real military might in the form of weapons or personnel. China has shown that when it comes down to world issues, and the world issues get tough, China and Russia are not friends, simply neighbors. And that in the end, Xi only cares about his own personal endeavors. This is a horrible signal to show the rest of the world. China not only didn't involve itself with the invasion of the Ukraine, it has talked and talked and talked about invading Taiwan and has done absolutely nothing. Again, not only has Xi weakened his country's economy, not only has he enslaved his own people, not only has he stopped his country from growing at a rate that has been unseen, he's even showing his weakness to the rest of the world by sitting on his hands and doing nothing about the Taiwan situation. Meanwhile, countries like America and the West are selling weapons, jets, and boats to Taiwan. You see, this is why Xi Jinping is America's greatest ally. His ignorance and weakness will allow the free world to thrive, while unfortunately the people of China will continue to suffer. It is also well known that China's GDP is largely made up of real estate, something that Chinese people cannot afford. It is well known that Chinese people, while are people that do enjoy saving, it is known that a lot of people, especially men, young men, are unable to afford to buy a house in a Tier 1 city. Imagine this for a moment. One of your requirements for a wife is that you must be able to purchase a home in Guangzhou, Shenzhen, Beijing, or Shanghai. Now, the Chinese government, Xi Jinping, of course, has decided to slow the growth of China's real estate, even though we know that it makes up a large part of their GDP, in an effort to do what it believes will, of course, make this easier, which, of course, it will not. China has a large population. China is directly slowing its GDP growth on purpose in an effort to stop the investment of real estate and to help with purchasing real estate for everyday younger people. Again, this will not work. Xi Jinping has failed in international trade. He has failed in domestic trade. He has failed with businesses domestically. He has failed with the war in Ukraine and the support of Russia, who is pretty much the only person that would support it. He has failed with North Korea, and now he is failing across the world. And that is why Xi Jinping is America's greatest ally. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Patreon page where I will be updating it with exclusive Patreon-only content. And check back next Sunday for another video. Thank you for watching.